Bibi aboko de. Good. Mpacho peja mic ni kakra ma me aha na ye nte wonka ye pa. Ye hia pen enche ye ane ye se hia. Good. Aha sisi ade. Na aprobo to say dwumade ne konkan de.
Eko ye pa sa se ne osi hu no. Ghana fo ati ase sisi ade em say. Ekwan no nam so no nye. Nti ese om sesem.
Yeah.
Om sesa kwan ni na mo hwede nyame be nti. Marco, I've been traveling around the nation and their response to this. Ghanaians have realized the need for this kind of leadership to take over the affairs of the nation.
Dr. Sam Ankrah, 2024, as independent presidential candidate. What is last week will be to say Alan resigned from the NPP. This week, you know, your announcement, no. And you want to assembly a kabato can be no okase. A brasso say you break it from the NPP NDC duopoly no. You hear some independent mind be obetimi di Ghana and him that independency a hono na me pese ye di ho enkomo o je say is it the case Ankrah is now coming to accept what you have believed in for a long time no say
absolutely. I mean Kwabna say aponchani frinsi ase be catch or say Alan, yeah, a very stalwart person in our politics. Our deep politics, Chief Archer, a founding member of MPP. And he said, Wabana Sababe endorse and said, the can't check Ghana for say NDC MPP politics would not leave this country to where we are looking to go. The parties more or less are hindering development in our nation. About the contaminated centers, any good thing can't come out of it because the system is corrupt. Wow, we should send your mouth as much as 100,000 Ghana cedis per delegate just to be shortlisted. Nanipa kray onya abani here no be president. Says he onye for free. The first 3 years in here, how do I make back that money I wasted or invested? The other years here, how do I now make money when we're winning the next election? And the focus is not on the nation. The focus is on self and a party and a family and friends. And if sir ya nyasa ntiasie na ya ntwa style of politics so na am fa independent minds who are selfless and have the know-how to come and run and set up the systems are. I take that as a good endorsement. And Ghanaians should also look up to it and know, say.
Okay. And I'll pay electrical more. Electrical appliances, papa na wato ewo very quality, affordable electrical cables, appliances, fittings, lights, and all annual tone. Ewo born so from pa. Baby, I will Ghana for ne be answer no. Ubet me a shop pay on be deliver at the amount. 0542 5839 80 0542 5839 80 and I say 0302 917204. Doc, now say Ghanaian should also know say.
I na make us say. Senior Alan Ababe endorse the ye can na nipa bebre entiase no. The style of politics I was say no. Say yamayeni ambre na say 2024 yanko se sano. Na yam fa nipa omo selfless, not tied up to any group of people or political colors or symbols to come in and create independent systems that would benefit the nation. Yet it was sana yenikro. Wow, we should yoma be kosia project ko start was yes NDC for dia NTM before almost twaso no more just you almost akwa ni na so taxpayers money na use. We are just mismanaging the state resources under the name of politics. NT media I feel say it's a very good endorsement to what we have been saying. Let's support this independent agenda. All come together, Ghana first, create systems and policies that would benefit Ghanaians, not just party faithfuls. Not young it's a system now start running on its own now. Then we can look at ideologies and all these other communities which are getting involved. But for now, the nation Ghana needs to be built. We've been left behind. New York Times published lately, I don't know, so read here. Almost say we are highly indebted.
Yeah.
We've self-managed our country. I mean, we're a poor country. Just that the statistics is unbelievable. And I pay me true statistics big go as my main fan show. What I just say? Are hokra. Usha or say 1 million young people between the ages of 15 to 24 are neither in education, employment, or training. Unia, 1 million people between that age, omuni education, omunko school, omuni ejumaye, and omuni training biya so se bo omuni ejumaye, and omutifie. Is it that's not a national security threat? Then or say 1 in 5 people in jobs are considered as poor. Omuni ejuma no. One out of every 5 people. Yes.
is considered as poor.
Now, when poor, a friend is saying United Nations for poor definition. That means that people are not even earning more than $1 a day. It's very pathetic. These are very serious signs on the wall that Ghanaians have to understand and come together for us to look at solutions. And see, they are prescribing solutions. And I make us say politics and yes, macho sem is professing of ideas, and the one with the superior ideas wins. But Ushesania, akoye amanyosem and this MPP, because Obia Pennsylvania power no rake it as much as they want for themselves in tea. Akoye ntokwa gidi and nani akos say ha chani wow share election time here. Chroma say politicians, this is or die be die. We say do and die. Politics is not do and die. It's just professing ideas, and the superior ideas wins. So let's Ghanaians discern and see, say, this style of politics that I'm using party colors and symbols is deception. We need to build our nation collectively. We need to put the standards and the systems there that would benefit us, so that the generation after us will come and benefit as well. But see, we right now, we are going through some of the harshest conditions in our economic history. People can't even have 1 square meals. It's very sad. Enti Onia, I am very happy, say, we have someone like Alan coming on board to state exactly what we've been saying for time.
Emma Mustafa competition, one as independent candidate.
Onia, as to who is independent, Ghanaians will judge.
Okay.
If somebody has been a system for more than 20 years and
coming from a political class,
exactly, MPP, pure MPP founding member, no see no independent. Say, more electric so make a decision.
Okay.
I have stayed on the fringes. I've never been part of any political party. I have been singing this song of Ghana First since 2002. And then young people from different parts of the equation joining us to sing the same song. I think it's a welcomed idea, and we're excited to have them.
Doc, yes, so what the when this wadi who to her, what the slogan be to her? Adebachino na Ankrah.
Yes, imitation is flattery.
I heard you saying second independent for Ghana, right? And yes, what could who be so?
Hey, say, no, because they are all flattering us. NDC was to try some fire slogan, second independence, and say papers, big conversation here. But Nyamia, the remember so much at was say. And for us, we feel say, if people who are well established in the industry sees new entrants like us as doing something right and they are copying her, we are excited about it. In fact, these are the things that are motivating us to move further in pursuit of what we want to do for the nation.
Okay. And officially, we issue statement or announce say how convinced you have become to contest for the 2024 general election, the presidency, of course, as an independent candidate. Odibibia Eguho, said there is no turning back. Dr. Sam Ankrah, all things being equal, as it is said in economics, you be who and him a ballot paper no so. mention some free say, but I will get you into some specifics. I will statement now what they buy yet no more. But yeah, development in recent days since I will declare with intention. I think statement by 21st September. If you hope by development, the demonstrations, the police, this, what's naturally someone who want to lead Ghana. How did you feel?
I mean, it was expected. Anyone who tells you, say, this is something strange and it's just appeared all of a sudden, that means you don't understand politics or you don't understand human nature. People are fed up. Enough is enough. We are hungry. We don't have jobs. Look at the statistics I just read. The system is so tight. Like I said, Ghanaians are going through some of the harshest conditions. And we find ourselves at a very crucial juncture in our nation history. Our beautiful Ghana is failing right in front of us. And is becoming the exact opposite of an advanced world developed country that meets the needs of its people. This narrative has to change. And this is how it starts. People rioting or going against government or going on demonstration, stalwarts of party leaders defecting. These are all the signs that shows you, say, we've run a point where the system that we're running has come to an end. So we have to look for new options. Okay, my last conversation and I did make it very clear. Said the systems need to be broken and rebuilt. I lay down structures and policies that we need to put in place to rebuild it. And I also emphasize that it will not be easy. Some very difficult decisions would have to be taken. But we need an inspiring leadership that would carry the people along to be able to create the structure and the system that this country needs. And that was the main reason why I offered myself even for this, to contest for this election. Now, just to add on, I have trekked across the nation. I don't know why would be media in Ankrah is still NDC MPP. On the ground, it's an entirely different equation. Listen, it's as big as this. 9 out of every 10 people you speak to say if they don't see any credible independent candidate, they will not even vote.
Okay.
And these are very serious statistics. And I'm praying and I'm begging the media, say, they should start diverting their conversation to what the ground says. Because it looks like you guys are out of touch. The grounds is no more NDC MPP. You heard the young guys on the streets. You heard what they were saying. It's just shows you what is going on the ground. If they had allowed a demonstration, I don't think we would ever see that kind of crowd or number of people jumping on the streets. And let's understand that we've come to the end of our traditional style of politicking. We need to move into a sector where selflessness, quality leadership, capabilities, know-how, not just picking people that shouts on political platforms, people that can make choboy, but people that have the real requisite experience and skill to run a nation, to come and help and solve this problem head on. Or else, like I keep saying, we will sleep one day, wake up, and we don't have a country.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to Kratane Babontin. The alternative we are offering. You gave us the alternative you are offering. What alternative Anna Dr. Sam Ankrah Edebre Ghana for?
Unia Sosha Ikroma say dimpa. Life is unbearable. Until we want to achieve help to make Ghana a bearable place to live.
Okay.
And we can only achieve that by bringing Ghanaians together to resuscitate their love for the country and join hands for us to create affordable Ghana. We are looking at affordable housing, affordable healthcare, affordable education, affordable food, affordable fuel, affordable transportation, affordable business environment through a vigorous fight against corruption, affordable and sound economic policies, affordable sustainable job creation, and affordable and efficient government systems or machinery. This is what we call our Big 10.
The Big 10.
Yes. And this is the Big 10 that we are going to bring into this nation. And we are saying that we cannot achieve this on its own. It has to be backed by making sure that we have the rule of law. We have a proper stability in the system. We are continuously fighting corruption. So when all these components come together, we are able to have these deliverables to Ghanaians. And like the coming days, we'll go into detail to show Ghanaians exactly how we're going to achieve these 10 points that we've outlaid here to you this morning.
Doc, said okay. At the end of Bema, we are different. I'm Ghana for. Say Ghana for that sorry no because yatibida. You said it's affordable housing. Said now okay. The political system we've seen no. We timishe biase. Young who they work akusid. Besine. For affordable housing, bikura or asante mantem ni adia besine yenwi. But ma Mills Mahama eye omudie nanado nso eye ne die sagleme kura nso abe a bone of contention sisia nti die ne bema eye Dr. Ankrah de okay abeye different kura yen kase hu die nim dada na
medasi paminia sisia se wo hwe system na asene yesia ka no wafer part fa we ne government almost you sa project we there Omari ho na ma wi aka ne nkase aka dompe nti mo na me nkoto aso. This is what has been going on because among themselves they know these projects are being put in place just to create an opportunity to loot the nation. Once you take corruption out of this as number one, you are able to reduce the cost of these developments. So here. And I also have a very solid structure to help to create affordable housing. Usha, what are the components that goes into building? Iron rods, cement, sand, and all these things. Now, cement companies wake up tomorrow and then say, yatinase, because a pot, increase task accredibility, yet the price, a friend is saying, a slow. But one says cement price in the whole country now increase. Ushema, yes, pot charges cost row. So what do? Let's address the issue head on. Yeba, sinyame adumna sa yeba, ye fred 3 companies, Gasem, Jata, Diamond. We want the cement price of Ghana to be 50 cedis for the next 5 years. We require, if you are able to give us that, we'll give you exclusivity. Now, sir, exclusivity, so you come say, most starting from a day, use 60% of local raw materials. By the time you hit your 3rd year, we want you to use 100% local raw materials. But we want the price to be at this and we'll give you exclusivity. Every company who knows that the cost has been covered would want to stay in that exclusive zone because they have the market. They will do it. And to some year do some point now set price now stabilize it over that period. Then you can liberalize the market for others to bring it in. At that point, you have controlled the price and it's cheaper across at least for the next 5 years. These are mechanisms and systems we use to control pricing. I don't understand why we are not doing so. Enti echina okom ukokroma iron rods you see 10 cedis. After you see 1,000 cedis with no explanation. These systems needs to be looked at to be able to create that affordability. And these are all the business models and structures which we have used in the business world, and we want to break it into politics to make sure we make building housing homes in Ghana affordable. And like I said, in the coming days, we'll go into detail to show Ghanaians we're not just professing as anybody else comes and talk. I said something to you the last time. In business, you can't talk your way up because your figures will show whether you are doing the right thing or not. In politics, anybody can talk his way out with no track record or experience. We are coming to the table with serious track record, proven track record in what we say we want to do. There's a serious dichotomy between us and the others who have led us. We are the expertise because we've proven in the business world. We have the skill and the know-how, and we are saying to Ghanaians, say, whatever we say, it will be backed by a proper lay-down process to show, say, it's not just one of those gimmicks, but it's practical things that we want to do for the nation to reduce costs and to bring prosperity to our nation.
Okay. I was many Dr. Sam Ankrah na and come the last time you initiate afterwards, no, and officially one now so ne candidature say Ghana for say 2024 mube hunanim ewo ballot paper na so e ka hu bi ana ene yaton sa friend one yene no edi enkomo ewo aha enum enti oka say yemfa say te say affordable food say ya excuse we wom say the coming days no be da kum but we dey hia me ma me mfentwam excuse aban abako nyina say oh you need control be over it a deregulated market no pay as you go omukoni atumu a omuba yebetum omukoni ateso a omuba yebeteso ebende
unia entisa Ankrah ana make say the politicians cannot take the decisions that benefit the nation. Harsh decisions which are difficult, but because more or less, they are enjoying the system and the status quo. Are you aware, say, in our patrimonial agreements we've signed with all these upstream companies, producing oil in our high seas, there's a local use content in the contracts. Why are those clauses not activated? Why are we not building local refineries? We need to control this pricing. Are you getting me? And it's a more enjoy 1%, $1 per barrel commissions. Now, mon can't check Ghanaian and say, "Nintina muntimin chasa contracts nimno." And as a nintina muntimin activating local contracts. What you here? We are producing oil in our country, and yet everything is exported, and we are importing at a higher price. How can you run an economy like that? You are not creating any employment. You are not creating any value. And we are talking about value creation as just a slogan. It has to cut across, my brother. So these are the serious things we are going to look into when we get the chance to lead this country. We have to refine our products. We need to have refinery working in our country. Tama Oil Refinery is sitting there as a white elephant. We are going to the capital markets to borrow money to pay salaries of workers. And yet we have the feedstock sitting right next here in our western shores. And we're exporting everything out. And we call ourselves building a country.
So that is that. Now, Rashid is sending message. I don't know if we should take it now and maybe his own has to do with education. Na obusa se aba mami mbusa manuel na afi ni yanhwe. Or say Dr. Sam Ankrah, what will be your policy for legal education in making it more accessible, less expensive, and ensuring that we get more lawyers trained? The question of the buyer, I don't know.
Anyway, my main first statistics in Rashid question 71% of school children complete primary school. 71%.
71, yes.
Only 47% of school children complete GSS.
To the higher they go now.
Only 35% complete SHS. While 71% of children from rich homes complete SHS now. Only 9% of children from poorest home do so. 9%. Only 6% of JSS students are able to perform ICT-related activities. Only 23% of SHS students do so. Only 61% of tertiary students do so. These are all from the source of Ghana Education Service. My brother, our education systems require a serious overhaul. There's a lot of things that needs to be done. I made it very clear the last time I was here. Our free education is not sustainable, and it's also lessening the quality of our education. We need to invest into our curriculum. we need to invest into our infrastructure. We need to invest into all aspects of the components, teacher training, quality teacher training, materials that the students need, making textbooks available, ICT, making sure that they have the requisite, knowledge in ICT in the modern 21st century or 23rd century. All these things are lacking. And yet we are talking about free education, giving it free to people who don't need it. And we need to make it affordable by making sure, say, some of these institutions which I mentioned the other day are privatized, where those that have the money can attend those schools and pay the fees. By doing so, you are generating money to make the schools very as affordable and accessible at the doorsteps of the people that needs it. You build free day schools in every community, world class, with serious infrastructure and amenities available. Then those ones you've privatized, because it's private, the private sector will drive it to make sure, say, they have the requisite things that they need. My brother, you go to the schools, it's worrying. They don't even have washrooms. The whole place is stinking. Students are still learning under trees. There's a huge challenge. We are not getting quality teachers. So let's make sure, say, we invest the money where it's supposed to be invested, so that we can create the affordability and the accessibility as this young man is talking about. And we have a complete, education policy, which on the 25th of November, where we are going to launch our campaign, we outline to the nation, for the nation to see the radical policies that we are bringing on the table. Totally opposite to what you see. Every policy, every structure, everything that we are proposing for the nation is radical, and it's just a 360 to what we have been going through. And it's only by doing so that we can see the growth and development that this nation needs. Or else these cosmetic works, now your policy has say, now your papa has say, it won't take us anywhere.
Enti mobile launch campaign was in November
25th.
Okay. Enti send the Ankrah. November, yeah.
We are launching, and we will make sure that the whole country at least will see the alternative governance we're bringing to the table. And it's a complete 360 to what we have seen. And like I said, it's only by taking radical steps like those that can take us to where we want to go as a nation. These cosmetic works will take us nowhere.
Okay. How do you ensure that Ghanaians become true citizens in your administration? Ankrah, ora boache jako etwro ade bi ma MPP for say Alan de wanya kukodro de nanu aka say wa resign from the party. But there are numerous MPP supporters who have resigned within their heart, but how do they deal with them? May Kabesi say there are many Ghanaians who are almost Ghana, but within them, Ghana no
absolutely.
They feel so many they feel saying that so be Okachen say, Chairman, why you do it? Oh, Ghana no na say almost saying that he is not part of the Ghana, no. So how do you ensure say radical change are working, the 360 no are working, you know? How do you ensure say there is some change in this regard?
Minia, a state fails if its citizens become passive and failing citizens.
Okay.
Where the citizens are unwilling to leave their comfort zones to confront the bad, the right, and the wrong. Ghana at this point is not beyond saving.
Okay.
Idiano achia na imbuye.
Okay.
We have temporarily gone off course. With the right thinking Ghanaians, with citizens believing in us, we can bring it back to where it's supposed to be. I believe, sir, there are enough true citizens who are willing to get involved to make our country beautiful again. A clarion call of action to challenge every Ghanaian, living every to ask themselves these questions. Number one, am I a true citizen or am I a failing citizen?
Am I a true citizen
or am I a failing citizen?
Or am I a failing citizen?
Yes. Number two, What is going to be my contribution to making Ghana beautiful again?
Okay. What is going to be my contribution to making Ghana beautiful again?
That's right. Number 3, will I be able to look into my children in the eye and answer their questions as to why I made no contribution in preserving the source of drinking water and farmlands for their generation? These are 3 critical questions I'm challenging every Ghanaian to ask themselves right now upon hearing the sound of my voice. Now, if you hear this and you are not satisfied with yourself or the answers, then your contribution is by joining us, the Alternative Force for Action movement, for us to save this nation. Because this country at this stage in our history needs us to step in and resolve the issues head on. It's only by doing this that we'll be able to save our country from falling apart. We've been professing, politicians and politicians have been saying so much, and yet they deliver little to nothing. This cannot continue. This narrative has to change. We all have to come together and bring our ideas and our hands and our support to be able to bring this or cut off this status quo. I am saying, let us take this clarion call. Let us have a very introspective, thinking in ourselves and see, a choir yet this week, a boy and I say, boy, na say, boy, and dear, the papa yi kay, in Yansawum, and I say, normal politics, na, oye, na yen tnas na yen fasage, no, na yen boy, na yen body a crow. Yeah, ni wait boy, I body a crow. Obi for me, my boy, I'm a boy a crow. Na neo-colonialist style, end this NMP for the IAA, you know. Enough is enough. Second independence now.
I thought that Ankrah said I said a chicken and egg situation. Elsewhere, no nipa so no. One dry child support. A jamodi motu to kwan bia antimunim. Child benefit. One dry we a whole accommodation 70 a day new problem mano. We ye 1 year juma ya cry a man unemployment benefit in a day. Into one unina he feels to say on minor investing that's what the minor car into what was her sympathy towards or mine unto when your Juman or your crowd or yen years at a bay or money betumpon. Now that your mind and your support to Niniano. Meti hey, me mamma me where you be. Why I'm dry. Ye will make no child benefit to the support of she. Unia Jumaya, no unemployment benefit. De be a young papa and me mammy, a woman called Fumbo Brenna me. Until within me, the picture in my mind's eye has always been my father and my mother, Womo Brenna Munsionia, just to ensure, say, won't bet me a school fees. How do you put the country in me? Wait, this is the situation of most Ghanaians. On mine, Bibi Mama first. And son, I mean, so my pay or money back. And I mean, I was saying, Bibi on mine first, and son, or mine pay me back.
Winia, as I'm the crepan wakano. But it dawns on a generation to change the direction of a nation. As somehow kind of crap. But we cannot continue on that path of nowhere. That attitude and thinking is what has brought us here. Yeah. Where people don't even have love for the country anymore. And we join foreigners to wantonly destroy our water bodies and our farmlands in search of gold. Now these foreigners, in their countries, you can't dare do that. They will take you to firing squad. They love their country. But in here, we don't have that. So we don't love our country anymore. We litter our country any way we want. You know, pure water, there's no love for the country anymore. But all this can be done if we have the right leadership. A leadership that inspires and lead the people correctly can mobilize the people and bring back their love for the nation. This is lacking. And I'm promising you, sir, if we get the opportunity, we'll bring back the love of the people for the country.
Okay, many doctors are Ankrah needing come and now pay some very deep stuff there. And I pay Adum City Estate, that's 2 to 4 bedroom houses, Tema Community 25 any castle. Ejuma Koya Boagana for pa in terms of affordable housing. Yanti for niche Honomoy, almost starting price 450,000 Ghana cedis. Ubenya Dani Bena Wato. Why you may che enche now for retirement. What you what an uncle for fear rent is amen on our GG Fiura, other rent is Sikademe Fiura. Obiba Fio and Adrian is over now ye Fiura, now ye Fiura near. Not knowing so you senior tenant or Unzubet me too. What Kwadum City Estate, Wakwajewo Dine. Kama. Frewomu Sisia 0501 289 066 0501 289 066 and I said 0508 676545. One more than Watema Community 25. Any caswa one more airtono and there are no pay. ANS Trading Agency door to Ghana. Oh, new me be an episode of Bagana. Fadan ANS Trading Agency for the Baba Ghana amount. Nippon wanted their money boom, no obejene newman. So the free UK, Europe, US, China, Asia, the Baba Ghana at the amount. Omo Germany office and free plus 491 7377 12733 plus 491 7377 12733 Ghana 0249 170423 Nano Munin Komo Namal Estate and Constructions Limited. The ones I say Amai Doduwa Kaswa Teacher Mante Denchera Kotoku Fancheneko Chopoli Efienya Ehonyana once I say ho Auton Nama Airton Safro Sebra na Bejibi na ye woman you toss I say or chop blocks and sent at the account or the cost site Ebra Sikabia Obituan Sonkrata account office no Amasamai Abiase Junction. One Ebenezer Block Factory no na edi enhwe ni mu frɛ 020 50 51 525 020 50 51 525 and 059 86 53 999 CS Frandos Limited for say me pa che pe welders edo mo adwuma e wo Korea yene nti bo oye welder na wutie mi asem oda ba ma ubetimi anya up to $4,000 bosumi bia se wakatua na de tie nie eye 4.5 years contract ye betimi extending up to 10 years so adwuma so ani a de tie nie ubetimi so do family kura koka ho after 3 years a waye adwuma no wo ho ubetimi anya permanent residence wo Korea ye no so ye for after 5 years accommodation, lunch, transportation, medicals, bibia ye free eka ho or passport, CV, full picture, passport picture certificate no wadi free mfia duonum yensa kosi aduana enum enno ano no nemum kai say applicant no ubetimi atua akwantuo no ho nhyehyɛ ho ka no ubetimi atua bi wa akoduru ana wa ye adwuma ne de atua de aka no ebio obekɔ for ISO welding test na afin so no Umuhia wig welder at flux score for so eka ho me pa cho CS Frandos Limited for Ashaman Oben engine filling station of free 0598 256003 0598 256003 and I say 0242 035562 na enu omuni nkomo anopay action plan real estate once I say e wo dodo wa kaswa ningo chopoli e ho nyina 25,000 cedis full plot 15,000 cedis half plot 10,000 quarter plot obi nso e wo kaswa dominance obi e wo teacher mante obi e wo kaswa fete ojo ehwo ye 16,000 full plot half no ye 8 quarter no ye 5,000 and e bin so ewo pokuase ene pram 50,000 half no ye 25 and a quarter no so ye 15 me pa cho frɛ na ne action plan real estate ni nkomo mo kaswa opposite the Takoradi station ablikuma Joman so Tola Block Factory na chiri hwa obeye Ankrah nyina ka ho dia man ebo no so ofom pa eye 0554 860677 0554 860677 and 0547 812084 many doctors are Ankrah na edi nkomo ene anope nyame yadomo a afie besima ba ye beto no Ghana fo mu behu no e wo ballot paper no so say independent presidential candidate e wo eho enomo e de na akɔkyew e wo ye current leadership structure no ho since ya doko pese wo sesa no
dear bebre anyway bebre na akochi minia na we share first of all it started from our party politics, from the party level, how we choose leaders, what processes we go through, and leading all the way into the national level. MC Medika Catcher will say obi tia 100,000 Ghana cedis per delegate just to be shortlisted. Obi tia 50,000 Ghana cedis just to become a per delegate, become a parliamentary candidate. All these are the grounds we are breeding corruption. Even in opposition, they are borrowing money to be able to sustain themselves. Our style of politics has given room for that. And when people get opportunity to run the nation, the focus is what are the deals that would give us money in our pockets to be able to sustain ourselves and hang on to power. The national interest is not even on the list. And it keeps going. We need to sit back and look at how these things are done. But the same tree that is producing the bad apples cannot take over and correct things. It takes an outsider to be able to come in and say, sir, we've had enough of this. Let's break this system. Let's rebuild them again. And this is what I am offering. Because the structures in place is breeding corruption. The president is appointing everybody. There's no separation of powers and checks and balances. Judiciary is the president appointing the chief justice. Attorney general is not decoupled from minister of justice. IGP is the president appointing. Even council of states. Just said the whole system gives too much power to one person to do whatever he wants. And even if you put a saint there and you are not careful, we would run ourselves into perpetual corruption. So let's address the issues. Let's start looking at our constitution. How do we review it? How do we cut the powers of the leader? You also make mention of projects I can continue. You mentioned Saglami. Now there's even one also in Pokuase. Yeah. And all these millions and millions of taxpayers' money is going wasted. All because no party is responsible to take over these national assets and put them in the right state. And again, we need to enshrine that in the constitution. Yeah. That has to tie leaders' hands to make sure that they don't have that leeway to do those things. So our country, your new national development plan. Every government comes in. What is the deal that can make us and our people money? Parliament for so what will be the deal that you vote here? So everything else is corrupt, my brother. Now we need to sit down and look at all these things. We bring experts on the table from Ghana, independent from party politics, draw 10-15 year development plan, and enshrine in the constitution that binds every leader that comes in to follow the path. Because obiya twaswa NMA development. Yeah. Now when people do it to a point, they leave it. Oh, wait, NDC for the iron touch it. Even roads, NDC for roads, MVP for roads. Come on, what country are we building? This mess needs to stop. And I have put myself on the altar of sacrifice for the nation. Ghanaians, listen to me. Let's stop all this noise about what we feel and what we are going through. The power to change that is in our hands. We have another opportunity. 2024. Let us vote wisely and vote for the people with the right capabilities, with a country at heart, not bounded by political color or symbol, not bound by tribe or ethnic group, not bounded by anything but Ghana first, so we can build our nation and leave ourselves from these economic doldrums that we find ourselves in.
All right, Doc. And that's it. Sisi answer never na soon. But at 71, no sawati.
Matipa.
Ah, okay. Ntene.
Befenchato.
That you ba na aka ho asem. Anyway, we will be say you know any other issue abe person dey befenchato.
I mean, Sisi ampa say single spine e dey ama workers see. idea juma papa and nke good. I didn't see na mo de mama article 71. And this kind of what do you call it indiscriminate. We discriminate against each other. Just say politicians here we're a different class. The political class is different from the working class. And now I be doing remnants of colonialism. Me person me call a friend saying ko una se me koka meeting bia I need a convoy of 100 Land Cruisers. And then your friend is saying ambulances. Is that what makes me a president? Cut your coat according to your size. Do I need to fly in a private jet with washrooms to make people look like I'm a president? These are all defeatist ideas. Because the colonial masters left that in us. We think we have to live a life which we don't live, which is not us, to make us better than somebody else. But we are all the same. It's a state you are running. It's not, you are not running a multi-billion enterprise making certain margins a year that gives you the room to live that lifestyle. So you see, sir, there's two different lifestyles, serious gap between the rich and the poor in the country. And corruption has exacerbated income inequality. Look at town. Says, yeah, complaining. There are some people who don't feel it. Driving all the best cars in the world and having all the best luxury. As against somebody living in a corner that can't even get a ball or kinky. And I'm hoping, sir, our people are getting wise and wiser. They are seeing through these things. And they will not make any mistakes again and going on that direction. NDC, MPP style of politics, that musical chairs changing from mediocre to mediocre style of leadership would not leave this country anywhere. Let's start doing things properly. Let's start addressing the issues head on. Let's bring the right guys in to run this nation and take us to prosperity.
Doc, I want you to conclude on the citizen call you made previously. Being a citizen, I really like that. Let us use that to conclude our conversation this morning.
Minianum, I want you to ask yourself, I'm making a clarion call today.
Yes.
And I'm challenging every Ghanaian living in everywhere. I'm challenging you, so you have to ask yourself these questions. Number one, am I a true citizen?
Am I a true citizen?
Or am I a failing citizen?
Or I'm a failing citizen.
Number two, what is going to be my contribution?
What is going to be my contribution?
To making Ghana beautiful again.
To making it beautiful again.
Number three, will I be able to look at my children in the eye?
Will I be able to look at my children in the eye?
And answer them their questions.
Answer their questions.
As to why I made no contribution.
As to why I made no contribution.
To preserving the source of drinking water.
To preserve the source of drinking water.
And farmlands for their generation.
And farmland for their generation.
What are we leaving for the next generation?
What are we leaving for the next generation?
Let's ask ourselves these questions. And if we are not satisfied with the answers, quickly take your phone and join the Alternative Force for Action group.
Okay.
And let's take Ghana to where it belongs.
How does one join you?
We are online, social media, on Facebook. We are on. We have a website, everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Just approach any of our social lines, and then say you want to join us. People will get back to you immediately within 5 minutes of going to any of our line social media portals.
Social media,
Dr. Ankrah.
Dr. Ankrah. Okay.
Dr. Ankrah.
Okay.
Dr. Ankrah.
Okay.
Dr. Ankrah.
That's all.
People will come to you immediately
right.
and help you, to guide you, so we can help shape the destiny of this nation.
Dr. Dasipi, Dr. Ankrah na utie menene nkomo ni. Nyame yadoma mwehu nanim wo ballot paper na so 2024 7 December bana ebekọ akoto no mu. Edna Alote, yesu ye teacher usuhum happy birthday enkomam from the kids pa nana yaw.